Sigh, another loop. Beating Rika with a rock while she read a manga about all her loops just wasn't brutal enough. I'm getting bored. Well, time to unalive myself again. I'll consult the sea of fragments and see what other fates we met. Let's see what we have here. Rika and Hanyu forcing Satoko to work in their nightclub as a punishment and performing some MHM dancing in front of their high-ranking clut followers. Yeah, we can destroy this fragment. Next. Satoko drowns Rika for not wanting to have sex with her in the pool somewhere. And she also does the multiple time loop thingy to make Rika suffer again. I mean, Rika is sexy in the pool, but I already drowned her on Kimiyoshi's boat. He used a big rock as well. Damn, I thought the rock murder I just did was original too. Rika and Satoko having a nice picnic or something. Here's your wine, baby. And it's just a series of moments where Rika refuses to admit she's a day drinker. I'm a lady bitch, I don't drink. Rika gets drunker throughout while Satoko gets more pissed off. I'm literally pouring it for you. Well, it's a cute fragment, I must say, but dealing with her drunk ass while she gaslights me doesn't sound like a good time for me. Watanagashi hen, except as soon as K1 discovers that Mion really does have a twin sister called Shion, he does the smart thing and comes up with a trust password with Mion so he can tell the sisters apart in a pinch. Cut to later when Mion asks for some alone time with K1 in the garden, when she invites him to see the Sonozaki family fun dungeon. He uses the password "I hear the oranges in Seville are delicious at this time of year." Mion awkwardly brushes it off, tipping K1 off to the fact that he's dealing with an imposter and in the basement he's able to, smugly, avoid Shion's attack. Cue Rina and Detective Tasty arriving to arrest Shion, who shouts curses as she's bundled into the non-air-conditioned police van. K1 scoops up Mion in his arms, and they walk off into the sunset together towards a future where nothing bad will ever happen to them, ever, especially not being murdered as part of a government conspiracy. And if you want a twist ending, K1 then wakes up strapped to the torture table with Shion about to nail his fingers, realizes it was all a stress-induced dream and says, "Aw dang it. Wow. I just wanted some soy sauce for the dinner Rika skipped out on. Fucking bitch, she wouldn't have died if she just stayed home with me." Anyways, a strange fragment where Keiichi has a decent IQ, but this doesn't help me torture Rika. The image gives me beach episode vibes, so I will suggest a beach episode. Wait, what the fuck is this? A fragment where people from the future of 2024 are watching me watch other fragments, after watching a film, novel, and comic depiction of all of my lives. Seeing Rika at the beach would be hot though. Rika and Satoko fighting inside a fragment with Burn and Lambda fighting outside of it, and Hanyu, and Featherine placing bets over cream puffs and tea in an even higher dimension. What the fuck is this? Who's Burn and Lambda? Who's this Featherine that Hanyu is with? Next I'm gonna find out I'm living in a simulation and I'm just a brain in a jar or something. Hanyu watches Edge of Tomorrow and tries to replicate it in Hinamizawa. Rika saves everyone by killing all the bad guys with a exoskeleton and looping many times like in the movie. Eventually Hanyu runs out of power and Rika can't loop anymore. Sometime later World War III stars. The Japanese government seeing this mobilizes Rika to fight in the war, seeing what she did before not knowing she can't loop anymore. Eventually Rika dies and Satoko, saddened by the situation, rushes to the temple where the whole Yua thing happens and she can loop back before Rika died and fight in the war. Satoko, through the power of certainty, nukes 5 unspecified countries, winning the war and forming the Nepal World Order. And I completely lost my train of thought. Feel free to recycle anything on this fever dream of mine. Is the god of this fragment autistic? The fuck is this? Satoshi and K1 Yaoi episode to commemorate. What the fuck? Why does a fragment exist of my brother and Keiichi fucking? I'm going to have some questions when I manifest next world for those two. Satoko and Rika violently and passionately making out while Hanyu watches. Oh god yes, finally a good fragment. Just going to save this fragment for multiple visits. One more for the road. It's clear I need to visit that fragment where we violently make out before I go back to killing her. Higurashi characters talk about lost media of WTC series. A fragment about that weird future of neckbeards and lesbians looking for lost media of my life in Hinamizawa. Except I'm just a fictional character there. Fuck this shit, getting too deep for me. Just going to those fragments where Rika is in a swimsuit or making out with me instead.